here we are again from PIC. We bring you the hottest and latest that is happening in the world. This Sunday, the 22nd of June, US bombed three nuclear facilities in Iran: Isfahan, Natanz, and Fordo. On a lighter note, Fareed Zakaria mentioned that the reason behind US bombing of Iran was simply Trump suffering from FOMO. But on a more serious note, let's try and understand the implications behind US entering the Israel-Iran conflict. So, what are the implications of US joining this Israel-Iran war?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. It's time that we take up this issue in PIC. So, as you know, the campaign which Israel has launched on Iran has gone into its second week. And Israel has caused adequate damage in Iran, including their nuclear facilities. Israel today, IDF has a complete air superiority over the skies of Iran. So, where does it take the campaign any further? The war aim for Israel was to destroy the nuclear weapons program for Iran. They tried their level best, they bombed all their sites, but Iran is smart enough to have kept its major nuclear enrichment plants deep inside mountainsides, which Israel did not have the capability to destroy. And that is why they were vying for the US to come into the war. And as you know, President Trump was doing flip-flop, we will not, whether we will come, what time, we give you so much time and all that. But finally, on Sunday, they jumped into the war and they bombed the three most important nuclear sites of Iran with their B-2 Spirit strategic bombers. They bombed the sites with a bomb called the GBU-57 MOP, which is the bunker bursting bomb.
Yes.
It's the only country which has the capability. In that capability, there are two things. One is the bomb per se, and second is the carrier, the B-2 aircraft. No other country has. And mind you, the B-2s flew, as I understand, for 37 hours non-stop to make this happen from airport to airport, runway to runway. Now, what they did was this bomb has the ability to penetrate deep inside, almost 60 meters inside the earth, and then blast. And they used nothing less than 6 bunker busting bombs of Fardo alone, which is supposed to be their most sophisticated and most difficult site to reach. And that is why, if you recollect, President Trump announced that Fardo has vanished.
Yeah.
So, having done this, what everyone thinks is Iran surely has gone back on its nuclear weapon program. There are too many speculations whether the program is finished, not finished, but I very sincerely doubt that the program is finished. It may have been put off by a couple of decades, 10, 20 years, I don't know. But it still remains a question how much. But the more important point is what are the implications for US and the world? But till now, it was a localized war between Iran and Israel. Two neighbors, almost near neighbors. With the US jumping, it has become a world. What it has done is open US bases, which are all strung across Middle East, for Iran to attack, for any terrorist activities on any assets that hangs around anywhere across the world, for Iran to target American assets, thereby taking this battlefield practically across the globe. And this is the greatest, this is the most severest ramification to US getting in the war. They are hoping, and we are hoping, that good sense prevails over Iran. They do not escalate, and they come back after all that, browbeating and chest thumping that we will not surrender. Hopefully, they come back to the table and at least start the talks. That's what my hope is.
So in the interest of brevity, what are the implications for India with the blocking of the Strait of Hormuz, the strategic implications for this? What are the implications?
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that is the reason why we should make this point. So, I very typically say that India in the haunts of dilemma. It has an Hobson's choice, the devil in the deep sea. Israel has been the ideological partner to India. It has helped us in times of need. Most of our weaponry has some kind of an Israeli component in terms of electronics somewhere or the other. Even in Op Sindoor, they have used their weaponry, their weapons very extensively. And Israel has been supportive not only in terms of helping us out, otherwise in terms of weapons, also in intelligence-wise, because we are ideological partners that way. We see a lot of things in common with them. Now, take Iran. While Israel is an ideological partner, Iran is a strategic partner. So Iran and India have had long relationships, but more important, strategic relationship by making use of each other's so-called real estate. Now we have Chabhar port in Iran, which they have allowed us to build. Chabhar is a strategic port which is a counter to Gwadar. It's about 76 nautical miles from Gwadar. So we are in a position to actually oversee or look what Chinese are doing in Gwadar. Not only that, Chabhar port gives us the ability to reach Afghanistan, which we do not have from any other side. So that's a very strategic, path or route that Chabhar provides us. Also, it provides us that international north-south corridor, transportation corridor that goes into Central Asian Republic. It's a long-term project. So, having given all this to India, Iran feels that we are invested. So look at India's problem. It has an ideological partner at one end and it has a strategic partner at one end. Which side does it go? It's a Hobson's choice. And that is why Prime Minister Modi till now has maintained a rather neutral stance. We've been able to do it. Yet you must have heard or seen that President of Iran has called Mr. Modi on telephone and asked him, must have sure asked to rein in Israel and US. And similarly, I'm sure there are powers with Netanyahu going on wanting support, whatever little way they are. But it is the most delicate balancing act that India is doing at the moment. And which way it will go, only as the war progresses one way.
So, what about the blocking of the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, okay, I left that point. So, in fact, this is one of the repercussions of this war. Iran, I think, cabinet has already passed this resolution that they are going to block the Gulf of Hormuz. Now, what does it mean? 70% of the oil needs for Asia flows through the Straits of Hormuz, out of which 40% is of India. So that means 40% now oil will not flow into India should the Straits of Hormuz be blocked for a longer period of time. Now look at what it has done. And if you look at the map, Strait of Hormuz, which is on the east, and the Red Sea, which is on the west, the Houthis and Yemenis have stopped that, and the Iranians have stopped that. The entire Middle East oil corridors have been blocked from both sides. This is going to play havoc to every country, including India. India is hugely dependent on oil coming from Middle East, of course from Iran, but also from Qatar, from Bahrain, from UAE, from many other places there. And any oil requirement coming even from the north, even let's say for example from North Sea, is coming via Red Sea, or they go via the African continent. So much, once again, turmoil is going to be there in terms of oil prices, and it is going to affect the world economy. It is going to affect not only India, Asia, but rest of the world. Gulf of Hormuz is a very, very strategic place, and it's a sad fallout of this conflict.
Marco Rubio is pressing on China to talk some sense into Iran and unblock the Strait of Hormuz. How do you think that plays out?
So Marco Rubio can do what I don't think US now has the leverage. China does have a leverage, but US does not have a leverage with China. I think Russia has the leverage with either Iran or Turkey. It's Russia which is going to play the card. That's my way of looking at it. But sooner or later, of course, Iranians will realize that they can't push it and pull it too far. So it's a matter of time. People will suffer, so will they, but they would come around to the negotiating table because their nuclear program as it is gone now. No point fighting for something which they can't revive in any case. So let's see, once that the blood for revenge, it cools down, some sense will prevail.